Hi guys and girls, how you doing? It's Rich again with Pit Lane Sim Racing, and today there is an update for a game called TrackDayR. Well, it's a few days old now, but I've been meaning to get round to this. And it's a motorbike game which I wanted to give a little bit of a spotlight on the channel. And they've just released their major release 1.0.87.10. And they've added some interesting things. Now, we have to look at this game in kind of isolation. It's an early access game from a small dev, and I think they're doing a lot of things right, and I hope they're going to do some other things, which I'm going to mention while I'm riding around, hopefully. But let's have a look at the update so you've got some idea about what they're doing. What they've done in this update is added the front and rear whole shot system, and there should be a link on screen now to a video where I've spoken about what that is. And I believe it's the first game, motorbike game, to have that at all. And they've done totally new graphics and NVIDIA DLSS support, changed the HDR sky, so we can now change the time of day and stuff like that. Two new tracks, one is called Shark Bay Circuit and one is called Motor Arena Circuit. The Shark Bay Circuit is basically Phillip Island, which you're going to see me on in a moment. So we can have a look at this. Look, we've got the circuits, GP spec motorbike called GP1000, the whole shot devices, which you'll see in a moment, and time of day, Unity 3D framework, improved graphics, and added physics sky with ambient lights, clouds, and calculations, improved physics with engine brake and rear brake management, improved low RPM engine algorithm, improved wheel inertia, when they're not touching the ground, improve rider push on foot pegs and handlebars, improve weight transfer algorithm, improve chain pull algorithm, and improve weight distribution algorithm based on drag. Now, they're awesome patch notes for me. I think they're great patch notes. And this is the thing, right? Graphically, menu-y, and UI in general are not great in this game. It's just the truth. But the physics, the handling, the riding, they're all on point. So let's jump into it and have a look, shall we? Here we are on the grid. To get our whole shot devices working, hold the front brake and then press the left bumper for the front one and then press Y for the rear one. And there you go, we're stanced, we're ready to go. I don't know what the clutch button is because, well, it won't let me rebind controls, so we'll just go with it. Just going to rev it up and dump it into first when the lights go out, and away we go. So before anyone's super critical of this is early access, right? And for an early access small team, I feel like the devs are really trying, and I think that their patch notes generally have been really good and going in a right general direction, what you'd want from a new sort of small title. They're trying to improve physics, graphics, and all that good stuff. I've got the AI set to 94%, and everything is on like full sim as far as I'm aware, anyway. Oh, I got worried coming into that corner. So, let's get into the positive stuff, alright? So, I honestly feel like this is one of the best handling bike games I've played. In terms of sort of sim, it's far beyond a Ride 4 or a MotoGP. It just is, and you can tell that straight away, which is a blessing and a curse because it's going to appeal to sim heads like me. But the question is, how do you give that mass market appeal? It's tough, right? But kudos, I think it's fantastic. My benchmark for sort of accessibility but sim really at the minute is Rims Racing. I really enjoy that. This is more like a GP bikes kind of thing, and that's also what worries me, because let's be real about the situation. No one really cares about GP bikes other than the people that care about it, right? And that ain't a great deal of people. Now, I'm not being harsh, I'm not being provocative with that, it's true. Like, definitely MotoGP shifts more copies than GP bikes. And part of your problem is how difficult it is, but also mass market appeal, right? And there's a few reasons. And what I'm going to talk about now is just my personal opinion. Now, while this is early access and stuff, and their patch notes definitely look fantastic and they're going in the right direction and stuff, we need basic things working quite often. Like, you know, we need basic things working. So the controller rebinding of controls, that just, we need that working, guys. That needs to work just as a given, right? It just does. And I get that it's early access and stuff, but it's something that people, it will turn people off immediately if your controller stuff isn't working, and mine frankly isn't. All I wanted to do was change what my shift up button was and my rear brake button. Like, at the moment I'm finding it real difficult to use my rear brake, but because it's on the wrong button for me. And also I'd like to see a menu overhaul because it looks extremely dated, and that's the problem, right? We're on early access, and while early access is a superb way for developers to sort of raise development funds as they're working on a game, what also worries me is first impressions last. Now, I'm the type of person that'll come back to a game again and again as it goes through development in the hope that it's improving as it should and things are, you know, getting better. And this is certainly on the right track. It's fantastic for me. I honestly think it is. But what worries me is that, you know, people will try it and immediately get turned off by the menus, the clunkiness, how they look. And while they're all functional and, you know, the work and stuff, they don't look great, do they? Right? And I realise in saying these things, I could get hate in the comments saying, well, that doesn't matter for the gameplay and stuff. No, I agree. But I'll give you an example. R-Factor 2, for years, pretty much the only complaint I saw was about the menus on R-Factor 2. And by the time R-Factor 2 actually got round to changing the menus, they didn't do the best job of it, and people didn't really care anymore. And I just say to the devs, look, everything feels great. Everything feels great. It does. I'm enjoying these laps right now. I'm struggling to convey what I want to say while I'm riding, because, you know, it's a challenge even doing this. But I would just say, guys, first impressions matter, and the first impression that a lot of people will have is, you know. So I genuinely like to see a menu overhaul sooner rather than later. And yeah, okay, people are going to say it doesn't matter. No, but you're the kind of people that will come back anyway. And to me, these kind of games deserve to be bigger. And the way they'll get bigger is by capturing people for longer. And if I, a simhead, look at the menus and think, ugh, then a normal person certainly isn't enjoying how the menus look, you know? So please work on them. Now, more positives. The whole shot device, fantastic. Love that it's in and it can be activated while we're going round. The braking all feels right. I'm a little bit edgy on it because I still don't know where the edge of adhesion is and stuff. But it feels great. The inertia of the rider moving about feels superb. The downshifting feels great as it should. I'm a little bit tentative on the throttle and turning in again, just because, you know, my own gameplay. I've done maybe 2 races before I started recording this, just to test it out. We're still in an engine mode that's probably a little bit cautious. Personally as well, just a personal note, I'd like the camera to be totally static behind the rider. I like the rider to move. I don't like any movement on the camera, personally. But it's not as bad as an Isle of Man TT. That was broken, but this is sort of alright. And despite, I feel like I've been really negative in this video, but I just want to say to the devs, you're doing a great job here. You're doing a great job here, and it's just my advice, because I've seen it in a few occasions where devs have listened to the sim community. We want this realism, we want that realism, we want that realism, while neglecting sort of ease of use and prettiness. No, it doesn't mean anything technically, but normal people do care about pretty. They just do. So I hope that's in the roadmap sometime soon. Because honestly, at a GP bike level, I can't fault this. It's fantastic. It really is. It's great. I would totally league race this. I'd race this all day, every day. It's superb. Can give it a good thrashing. The track feels great, honestly. It feels like Phillip Island, which I guess is the intent, because that's what it is. And yeah, really enjoying it. Oh, as we shifted down to neutral by accident. Coming over the line in a moment. So I would say, fantastic update. If you're into your bike games, guys, and you want realism, go out and get it. Just be warned about the menu system being clunky and things like that. I think it's fantastic. I hope the devs continue to work on it. And yeah, top job, guys. Top job. Keep the updates coming in. And yeah, I honestly, the riding, the physics and stuff like that, I can't follow. I really enjoy it on that front. It's great. But they're my takeaways from it. If you want to support a small dev, if you like your bike games, just go and buy it, because it's not vaporware. They're working on it. They're improving it. And yeah, fantastic. It is fantastic. But cheers, guys, and hopefully there'll be an update soon, and I can show you the game again. All right, I'll see you soon. Take care. Thank you to my current patron for supporting the channel. Patrons really help because it allows me to produce more content, guys. So if you're interested, please check out the link in the description.